Hi everyone, welcome back. Now let us look at strategy number 4, start medical tourism. If you're keen about expanding your fertility brand presence all across the world, maybe the best way to do it is, to take the brand message to people who are located in various different geographies in the world who are looking to come to India to get treated. I'm talking about serving international patients. So if you're looking at serving international patients and if you have a flair for it, and I think definitely you should look at this particular thing more seriously. If you have good success rates, then this is the right way to take your brand forward. India is leveraging a handsome share in the booming medical tourism industry. People are coming to India kind of for the kind of value India is producing today, the kind of treatment facilities that we have, the kind of infra that we have, the kind of costing that we charge, which is comparatively very less, and the kind of success rate we are able to produce, the kind of doctors that we have, all amazing. People are looking up to India as a brand for medical tourism. Fertility brands, more particularly, are already taking a major chunk of revenue by serving international patients. By just setting few parameters right, you can attract more patients. This particular video or strategy is for those who are yet to start medical tourism. This will give you some ideas to where you have to just pick up and start. And also those who are already doing it, maybe there are a few points here which would have missed it out. By just making you go through those points, maybe you can align yourself well and then make sure those mistakes are not repeated. Or maybe that will improvise your process of how you serve international patients. First and foremost thing is this. A lot of international patients, they are searching online or they're trying to take references from somebody outside. The existing patients would have visited you or somebody else. So just want to get an idea as to know like which is a brand that they can approach in India or in any specific geography in India for that particular treatment. So they are trying to do a lot of searches and they are also taking online search. So when they're trying to find out a brand name, when they're finally arriving at a brand name through some search, first thing that they do when they go to a website is that they want to find out call to action. Call to action. What is this call to action? You want to find out the contact number of that organization, of that fertility brand. They want to know whether they can access or reach the brand through WhatsApp, which they consider to be the fastest way to do it. Somebody replying them immediately is what they will want. They may have some questions for which they want immediate answers. They are trying to find out if there's a phone number that they can reach to. If there is a local number, they would be very happy. But if there is an international number or an Indian number, definitely they would at least want to know if there is a number and they are very seriously interested and they definitely call you. The third thing is they are also looking out for email to just mail you the case histories or whatever they want to talk about. Maybe send you a detailed mail on that. And if the other mediums are not so reachable, they may even consider you mailing. Next is chatbot. They want to know if they can connect with you immediately through a chat or a messenger bot, whatever. So people who are in different geographies, when they want to connect with you, they are looking out to easily connect with you through various different communication channels. So what I would advise you to do it is, if you have a website, then definitely you should make sure all your international patients have access to all these things without an option, so that when they reach you, they should be having so many options that they should really feel at ease and they may have to approach you without any difficulty. So make sure that you make their call to action very easy. Number two, second important thing that you have to look at is the local connect. If you are getting, if you have patients coming from Sri Lanka or in any part of Africa, make sure you have a local facilitator to thoroughly check the record of the facilitator who is connecting with you, because he's representing your brand there in those respective geographies. To really have a thorough background check done before you could appoint him or her. So you have to make sure that the local facilitator is well versed with the geography there, who can connect with patients well, who can represent your brand well. Maybe you'll have to give him an orientation by inviting him to your facility once. So once they understand things well, that they can represent well. And they are the actual connecting bridge between you and the patient. So once you set this bridge right, then you will have a free flow of patients coming from there to here. So by having a local connect from the patient side, the patients also understand that there's a person here who understands their language without any difficulty. They can talk to them freely and convey whatever they want. and that communication can in turn get conveyed to you. So it's very important that you have a local connect or a local facilitator who facilitates the business for you. Number three, content in the regional language. Say, for example, if you are targeting uh, Sri Lanka as a target market, and if you're getting patients from Sri Lanka, it makes every sense that you should put up content relating to fertility, treatments, and a lot of other things in their respective languages. Say, for example, in Sinhalese you have to do it, or for any other language, for any other geography, the respective regional language has to be taken, and you have to create content based on that. So what happens is, when you start preparing content respect to the region, there are in those respective regions, the fertility brands may not be that strong enough to have a very good website, a good content placed in the website, things like that. If you have a regional content and if your SEO is good and if you can really have nice informative stuff in your website, then your website can rank well in those respective geographies also. So people there can find you very easily. They can download the information, they can read, they can build trust, they can understand your expertise, they can connect with you much more easily if you can have the content than in the respective regional languages. Getting something translated today is very, very easy in any world language. Go to any of the language campuses, go to any of the language houses, they will translate any content that you have in English to those respective languages. And then it is for just you to just upload the content and start circulating the message. Number four, build specific pages for each geography. Even if the language is same for certain geographies, it makes every sense for you to create specific pages for each geography. So this is another reason why your page will rank well if you have specific geography focused pages. So for example, if you have a page that is very much targeting one part of Africa, and the page itself says, so and so keywords embedded in it, and it will make sure that you will make this entire system will make sure that you will have that particular page ranking well in those respective geographies also. The local players are not very strong. So if you can build pages for each geography, even if the languages are same, no issues. You have to build page specific to each geography. Then you have a better reach in those respective geographies, and the visibility there will also increase. When you're building in those respective building pages for each geography, you should make sure you're also using the regional languages of those respective geographies as well. So apart from English, you add relevant content in the regional languages, then that adds a lot of value. All these, there are certain points which you've discussed in the earlier video also, but here we're trying to go a little more deeper. The fifth point, which is very relevant here, is adding testimony specific to the region. So when you're building a specific page, which is in their regional language, targeting one specific location, you should also make sure if you have served patients from the same geography earlier, then you should pick up those testimonials and add it there. But testimonies, we are only talking about getting testimonies which are coming directly from, which are coming from the patients voluntarily. We are not getting forceful testimonies here. The testimonials here are basically patients who want to share their experience so that their voice can reach those who are affected with the same disease or with the same illness, so that they also find their voice, so that the voice reaches them, and they can find this brand, or they can also get a treatment, and they can also get themselves cured like these patients get. So basically, the testimonies are very important aspects. When you add the respective regional testimonies in those respective pages, that adds a lot of value, because when somebody is going to go from the specific geography and going to look it out, they're going to talk. As they're going to talk, they're going to listen to them, and they're going to connect with them at an emotional level, and also they're going to connect with them on a regional level, because that's where we get to understand what your brand can do, and also so that they can also verify and build trust fast. That's very important. Number six, case studies specific to the region. Yes, there are possibilities that when you handle a number of cases, fertility cases, you do come across a lot of complex cases, or rare cases, or niche cases basically. So when you have such cases, they are subject matter of case study. So if you can prepare a nice case study and show to the world, yes, there is a solution to this particular problem, where many people have lost hope. And if that becomes a proper documented case study, and if it is from a specific region where you have done it, then that adds a lot of value. So make sure you preserve your case studies well and display them in those respective regions. can be to with respect to the region. Also, there can be a general page if you're looking at a general kind of a targeting that you're looking at. When you have a case study like stuff, then it adds a lot of value. Case study can come from the clinical perspective. You can talk about things from the clinical perspective. You can add few keywords, or you can add few technical keywords that can make people from the other side also understand. Case studies can very specifically appeal to doctors in those respective regions. That's one very important aspect to it. There would be a lot of gynecologists. There will be a lot of gynecologists from anywhere. When they are reading your case studies, that's where they build trust. They can connect with you. The local brands there can connect with your brand. They can start sending patients. That can happen. Case studies do wonders. Number 7, facility tour. So what I would advise you to do is, create a nice facility tour video. It can be a person talking to in the front of a camera, and as he or she is talking, that person can take the patient or take the viewers to the or to all the facility in the hospital. You can do a nice edited video and you can present it. Another way of doing a facility tour is through 360-degree, the virtual cam that you can have, and you can also present it. But I would advise you to have both the things so that you don't miss out on anything, which is very important. However, people are convenient, if they're convenient with the video, then go to the video and get all the information. If they are convenient with having a virtual tour with 360-degree virtual tour, then give them that option. Number 8, complete treatment module 2. What is this? Give them a plan of what will happen from day 1 of their travel till their safe return to their home. People, when they want to undertake a treatment anywhere abroad, they will want to know basically how much time they should allocate, because they have to plan their work, they have to plan so many other things. They have to know what is the cost involved, they have to know what kind of treatment it is, and know what is it that they're going to undergo basically. So give them that complete roadmap. That will give them a lot of relaxation. That will give them sufficient timing and mental setup to prepare, get themselves prepared for the entire course of treatment. Number 9, have a dedicated FAQ section in your website, more particularly under international patients, or those. It can even be specific to the regions, or there can be one specific page wherein it is only dedicated to international patients, and there you have put up this. What is this? There are lots and lots of questions people will ask you repeatedly. Pick out all those questions, put it out in your website, answer all of it. So people, when they have such questions, when they go out and read, they will be very happy to find out if there is an answer to every question that they can think of. If the answer to every question they are not able to think of, but still they are able to find an answer for it. That's where you score well. Thank you very much. Let's see you in the next video.